So I'm here with Dylan. He's a dear friend of mine, and the newest board member of ICAST. And I thought, because he's involved in 100 different things, that why not invite him to something else to force him to make that one more connection. And he's doing a table right now for Arista Media Group and a lot of those books. And I just wanted to kind of first talk about what was your best panel? And you noted that to me before, but I thought to articulate really what the essence of critical animal studies is. So if you want to tell us again what you thought the best panel in your opinion was at this conference so far.
It's only Saturday, so it's not done yet.
Yeah, so far.
And I don't want to jump the gun, but there's been a bunch of really good panels. The book panel last night really stood out. It was really good. Kim Socha's book right now is looking like a really amazing book. I picked up The Accumulation of Freedom last night, and I was actually really lucky to read an advanced copy of Conspiracy to Riot and Furtherance of Terrorism, as well as Love and Liberation, before they came out. So I've known about them for a while. The book panel was really good. A previous panel before that was good as well. Today, one of the standouts was Nate Buckley's panel on basically the prison industrial complex and talking about how that affects humans and also non-humans, and trying to bring that together in discourse. Karima was on that panel, or local organizer from Buffalo with the group Prisoners Are People Too. Karima's just an amazing storyteller, and just one of those people who stands up for the room, and no notes, no preparation, nothing, and it's just 25 minutes of everyone being transfixed, and it was really funny. It was one of those moments where someone was way over time, but no one in the room had any idea whatsoever, because of the strength of her storytelling. And learning about her process of transformation and how she became, as an educator, involved in going into prisons, and then became a prison advocate, and then a prison abolitionist, and someone who's very critical of the prison industrial complex. To hear Nate's personal case, I met Nate through his case, have lived through that with him, so that's kind of a near and dear thing to me. And then to hear John Walker's case after that, delayingjustice.com, I believe is his website. John's case is, people want to think of these as individual cases, but it's systemic. His case is the outcome of systemic racism in the United States, and he spent the better part of the last 20, 30 years in prison for a crime which he did not commit. And this is something that's well established, and people will go on record and admit that they will either recant testimony, or attorneys and judges who were involved with the case will say it needs to be reopened, but after 6 years it hasn't been reviewed. So hearing things like that, it's always really tough. That was a very personal and emotional panel, and those are the things that I kind of feel. The more visceral things are usually the panels that I walk away from and I take a lot from. But aside from that, even the panel that I was at just previously was very good. Brian Trotman talked about the military-industrial complex and other animal species, and just the scope, the breadth of that domination isn't something that we touch on enough, especially when it's an intersection of so much domination, so much violence. That was extremely good. Taylor Staniff, a critical animal studies student from Brock University, just gave a great talk, another friend of mine. It was really good to have her come out and speak. I think this was the first time she was speaking at a conference. Anthony and I have kind of talked about how the conferences are used as an entry-level event to get people engaged in these ideas, and we hope to see more of that. Previous to that, I've seen so many great panels. Oh my God. I'm just talking about all of them, reviewing all of them. But Jenny Groutz did a great panel as well. Yes. I want to give a shout out, and I think that's another great thing about ICAST. Jenny's like a week or 2 weeks away from her due date, and Jenny was able to deliver a paper even though she couldn't be here. So that was really great.